Dear Diary, overall I'm feeling better, but it's going to take a while for me to get to that level of confidence I was able to be at. I played my morning game, then went to school and started talking to Yuko until it was time for class. I get a bit stressed in the Japanese class because of how much I've stolen from the teacher, but the stuff she brings shouldn't be at school, so she can't really tell me off without getting fired. After that class I was talking to Yuko about video games and Nishikino kept replying under her breath. I don't know why she didn't just join in on the conversation. She likes video games. Yuko got in a fight with Soniko, so I went and tried talking to Geniki, who had been complaining about video games. I wasn't able to change her mind though. During break I went to the gym and started doing stretches, then I noticed Saburo and started talking to her. I found out she doesn't like reading or gaming, but does like fitness, which we continued to talk about for most of the break. After gym I tried to talk to Yuko and Saburo, but there was so much noise that no one could stay on topic or even reply properly to what they did hear. People were fighting and randomly joining conversations they weren't a part of. It was a mess. On the way to our last class Hirakumi was trying to join the conversation, but in a nice way, she was smiling and agreeing with us. But then Kiro stopped her from going up the stairs with us and they started arguing, which was weird. I got enough courage to go to the konbini on the way home, and nothing bad happened. I was kind of expecting something because of how Friday went, but no, everything was good. I've spent the rest of the afternoon playing games and stretching. I may not be as confident as I was before, but I am stronger.
You know what, I've actually had it with you. We aren't friends, let alone close. We are not in some cult or special group. I can talk to whoever the hell I want without you telling me off like some butthurt niece.
It's stupid to talk to her. You know what Ayasada said, she's already got it out for all of us. You snuggling up to her won't change that.
Don't act like you care about me. I'm sick of you.
I already apologized and you accepted. I don't know why you're acting like this.
I'm quote-unquote acting like this because you violated me, Soniko.
It was a kiss.
That I didn't want, so fuck right off.
You can no longer contact this number.
Dear Diary, today was a bit stressful, but overall I guess it was good. I played my morning game for what I thought was the normal time I always do, but I think I got the school earlier than normal. Yuko was already heading inside, so I looked for someone else to talk to and I saw Muranobu basically bullying one of the new students, Nishikino, so I went to talk to Nishi, but Muranobu shoved her away yelling she's a thief. Then Ayasada said to me, yes to me, Muranobu is weird. She was walking behind Saburo, so I talked to her instead and we walked ahead of her. Hirakumi tried to join our conversation but Ayasada shoved her. I moved out of the way and saw Saburo try and steal from Ayasada. So if Muranobu is to be believed, 2 out of the 4 new students are thieves. And just to top off all the things that happened before the school day even officially started, as I was going into the English classroom Kiro tripped me over. No one said or did anything except Muranobu, who told Kiro to go home. So that's something, I guess. After English I talked to Tsuruki while Juzo talked about me and Yuko in the distance. I just desperately want her to get over me. Yuko was talking to the 2 rainbow hairs and I only noticed because of them all being upset about Ikebana, which, may I remind you, literally no one but me, Kiro and Ayasada like, and they don't talk about it because obviously no one wants to listen. I spent basically all of break in the gym doing stretches. I'm actually kind of confident that I would be able to take on someone at this school. In the last few minutes I talked to Yeiko, who said that Kiro's actually pretty nice and I need to quote-unquote stop spreading rumors about her. I had to refrain from telling her that I was pretty sure Kiro was the one who hurt me, and even if she wasn't, she's hurt me since, just before English. Speaking of Kiro, on my way to film studies I noticed her on the bridge talking to 2 of the teachers. I thought they would be talking about her grades, like maybe she barely missed the 50% cutoff, but they weren't. They were saying she was suspected in my attack. I couldn't listen for long because Tsuruki was walking past and I didn't want her to see me spying. After film studies I talked to Tsuki, half to learn more about her and half because she was standing behind Kiro and I thought she might say something. She was dressed kind of like a strawberry or raspberry. She was wearing all pink with a green cap on. Tsuruki joined our conversation, but then everything started getting hectic and Yuko got in a fight with Kiro. This afternoon I've mainly spent gaming and I decided to throw my seishu away, the stolen one and the one I brought. I just don't need it on my conscience. I also read a manga and did some extra stretches before writing this.
Hey Haru.
Hirakumi.
I have a taser, so if you're going to try something, walk away now.
Did you sell us out?
I gave them a tip.
You know this is just going to backfire. You know Miyako.
I actually don't know Ayasada. All I know is the shit you told us with no proof.
The proof is how people look at you.
Because I hang around you people, I'm making my own moves, my own friends, and I'm going to graduate on my own. Now turn around before I have to defend myself.
Dear Diary, today was, oh my god, I'll just have to explain it. I started off with my morning game of course. When I got to school Kiro instantly told me that I should just go home, so I went to Tsuruki and told her what Kiro had just said, and we talked about how much neither of us like her up until it was time for class. After math I said good morning to Yuko, who had taken a while to show up. Tsuruki and Saburo joined in as well, but not for very long. This is where things amp up, right after gym class during break. I was talking to Yuko and Saburo about fitness since they both sit close. Then Ayasada came over and started stealing from Saburo. I caught her but didn't say anything because she stopped. Then she got into a tiff with Geniki, so I got in her face and started insulting her. Even when she walked away I kept making a scene. When we thought she was gone Hirakumi started talking to me, but she came back. So I yelled as Hirakumi shoved her around. After the next class a teacher was talking to Kiro again. I went deliberately past them but couldn't make out anything. I talked to Saburo and Hirakumi. I must have been wrong about her having a part in my attack. Science, and the walk home went surprisingly well. I've finished 2 commissions and played games for a few hours, before I showered and did some positive affirmation to try calm down. Dear Diary, today was equally as stressful as yesterday despite less happening. I started with an hour on a game in the morning before I went to school. On my way there I actually found a 100 yen coin. Yuko nearly went inside when I got there, but I caught her. Kiro insulted me as I was trying to get her attention though. For a few minutes I talked to Yuko and Hirakumi while Juzo loitered around us. She did that a lot today and it made me pretty uncomfortable. After the first class I talked to Yuko and Saburo. Saburo offered me 1,000 yen, so I showed her the coin I picked up this morning, which just seemed to confuse her, but I was trying to turn down her offer nicely. When Yuko got in a fight with Muranobu we moved to talking to Geniki and Hirakumi. Geniki didn't stick around for long, but I do think I'm in good standing with her. I am still a bit wary of Hirakumi, but I think I am misjudging her. During break I talked to Yuko and Hirakumi, and Juzo tried to talk to me but I ignored her. It actually got pretty stressful because she was standing behind me. I asked Hirakumi if she likes Kiro just to try cement if she could be my attacker, and she seemed genuine when she said she doesn't like her. Then Ayasada came over, but it didn't go too badly because all of us were able to insult her enough to make her leave. On my way to the next class I did nearly bump into her and saw my life flash before my eyes. Luckily I'm still here. After that class I started talking to Geniki and Tsuruki. I heard Juzo asking someone for my most redeeming quality, and she was loud enough to where I think she wanted me to hear, and when Hirakumi joined and Juzo did too, so I had to work to ignore her. When she finally left Kiro came over. Hirakumi and Geniki were in front of me but Kiro pushed them out of the way and tried to beat me up. I yelled at her and luckily Hirakumi could overpower her enough for me to get away. I had to go to the konbini on my way home. And I was worried until I heard Nishikino telling someone on the phone she was going to the konbini, so I asked to go with her and she said yes. I had to get home without her but it ended out okay. I've played some games, read some manga, and watched some anime to de-stress, and I'm actually pretty confident in my ability to get to graduation. Dear Diary, today was a bit calmer. I started off with an hour of my game. And when I got to school literally everyone was heading inside. I was lucky enough to catch Tasuku. She's still pretty on edge about the new school, but she was wearing her bright colors, so that's nice. We stopped in the hallway and talked to Hirakumi and Tsuruki, but then Ayasada and Kiro came and tried to surprise attack us. We got Kiro away fast, but it was harder to get Ayasada away. He mainly stopped because the bell went. After the first class I ran around the back of the school to get into the gym so I could do stretches. I was worried someone unfriendly would come in but no one did. I think they all stayed in the first class because I saw a few people coming out of it when I got to the second floor. And Juzo and Ayasada were talking, which was a bit worrying. During break I talked to Yeiko, Geniki and Tsuruki. Yuko also joined in a bit and of course Juzo tried to insert herself. After the next class I talked to Geniki and Tasuku, and Geniki told us how on her first day Ayasada kept dropping weird hints about how she should hate me, so I told them both about my attack, which they had apparently heard rumor about. Both of them strongly agreed that if it were to be anyone it would probably be Kiro and Ayasada. This afternoon I've done a ton of stretches, and finished off the day with a horror anime. Things are looking up.
Did you hear what they were saying about you today?
Who? Oh. Miyako, right?
And her new group of friends.
I didn't. Was it mean?
Obviously, and it was all untrue.
You know, I'm thinking of just quitting school. I'm sure there's more that I could do than get stuck between friends. I'm barely learning anything too. Everyone always said I was too good for school.
No, Kata, that's exactly what she wants. She wants to break you down like this. She wants you to give up. You have to stay to prove to her she can't keep doing this.
It was just a thought.
Dear Diary, I did 2 commissions today. Then I played games for a few hours, did a lot of working out while I binge-watched a TV series, and I invited Yuko over to spend a couple hours watching a new romance anime. Dear Diary, it's only halfway through the day which I've spent working out and reading manga. I just came back from a big shopping trip to an email from the headmaster.
Dear all students, as you were reminded in our last announcement, when you signed up to this winter schooling program you agreed to maintain a passing grade. We were hoping that after the letting go of 4 students, we would be able to raise the bar to 60 like other schools. I am sad to inform you all that we cannot, as few students have slipped below 50, so we will be generous. Those below 50 will receive an email following this one informing them who they are and in what class they must improve in by the coming Friday. All students currently above 50 will be expected to be above 55 by the coming Friday. All who do not reach their goals will be expelled. Headmaster Kirabayashi.
I didn't get a follow-up email and I should be above 55, but these cuts are stressful. I'm going to do a commission then study for a few hours just in case.
A lot has happened in real life between when I started this episode and now, as you can probably tell from the description. Hopefully this episode isn't too messy and you all enjoy it. Stay safe, stay happy, please subscribe and goodbye.